Greetings, greetings, greetings. We are here in the lab. We're in the lab. We have two guests with us. That's Brother Austin Porter, aka Malik X, and Brother Max. And glad to have you in the house, my brother. And so both of them wait to put their cameras on. You know, both of them wait to put their cameras on. But I'm gonna do this. We're gonna be jumping into it. As I said, always got a special guest. This is Black men speaking right here. Black men speaking. So that's what we're going to jump into some of this right here. Black men speaking. I'm going to do this right here. Because like I said, I got different people I'm around. We said, all y'all share. Just run, tell that. We said, share. I be around different people. And my people be out there. We be making things happen. So I got to throw this out there to you right now. Somebody else. Look at somebody else trying to join us. Black trying to join us.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, wow.
All right. So we got.
Use your microphone, Black.
What's going on, John?
All right.
I'm currently.
So
Get back with us if you can, though, bro. But mute your mic.
Oh, all right. Sorry about that. Yeah.
So we're gonna do this right here. We're gonna throw something. We're gonna post something so people see right now. Cause again, this is what we have in this conversation right here. This way, bam, we about to do it right now.
But we control what's on our plate. Now a lot of times we'll get in situations. We'll be like, man, I'm just down. I ain't been myself. Today drained me. And we just giving the world and the universe access to just dump on our plate. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
You don't want your collard greens and your mac and cheese touching.
Right. That's right.
But because you ain't take the time to organize your plate accordingly, it just serve to you any kind of way.
That's right.
And you look up one day and you wonder like, why am I doing this? Why am I caught up? Why am I all the way over here when I need to be over here? Why haven't I made the progress that I need to make? Because you sit down and take care of your plate. And we wake up and you fix it right. And it starts when you make it start, but it should have started years ago. So now you got folks 10, 15 years in the future,
which is a bunch of slop on their plate.
Bunch of stuff. You gotta eat what's on your plate. You can't get, you know how grandma say,
you gotta sit at the table until it's done.
But you done allowed that to get on your plate. You gotta
you don't even want to eat that.
Exactly.
You don't even like how you gonna mix cheese and your collard green sauce.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. But that's your plate. You don't let it get served to you that kind of way. Yeah. And then when you look at everything in life, from the job we got, folks got baby mamas, baby daddies. You done sat there. That's your plate.
That's your plate, though.
You know what I'm saying? That's the job or the career that you have. Well, that's how you qualify for. Because when you were supposed to be
doing
whatever mode, being focused, being disciplined.
Because at a point in time, guess what? Your plate had to be fixed for you. We couldn't fix our plates at first because we was children.
It was actually too short to even reach the counter.
Our folks made sure they set it up as best as they could.
Right. They made sure, like,
so when it's your time to fish your own plate,
why you letting yourself?
Why you let it get like that? And now you 10, 15 years down the line, you dealing with how you let your plate get adjusted 10 years ago. It ain't just something that I can have me a new plate tomorrow. No, like what you put on your plate might end up on your plate for some time. You know what I'm saying? But regardless, once it's on there,
you gotta
deal with that.
You gotta eat that.
That's something that I've been really trying to kick around to folks, because I see people struggling now, and it's like,
how you let your plate get like that?
I remember when you was up back in like
2020. When you're supposed to be eating steak and lobster.
You know what I'm saying?
Steak and lobster every day.
You're supposed to be doing the work and the diligence so that you could be eating steak and lobster.
the host should not be muting my mic. My mic should not, and that's why I'm saying, yo, did y'all hear this? Did y'all hear that sign? Did y'all hear the sign? Did you hear the signs? Did you hear the signs being spat out by brothers on Sunday in Savannah, Georgia? And I'm going to say this, I'm putting it on the spot. That's why when Julius Hall says some of the stuff that he say, I be saying, no, we can't be saying one generation or that generation. I was like, it's all of us, because you got people with insight. Those brothers right there were putting out insight, and they were assessing it, everybody. They were looking at them, looking at before them, after them. They assessing it all. Yo, that's why when I be saying that, that's why I be talking about run, tell that. I say how we are. Again, I got to put it on out there. When you Pan-African, you understand some of this right here. And guess what? We understand our people. So we know how not to be like the enemies, like the oppressors, when we go, because they'll thought the negative stuff about us, and we regurgitate it too, as opposed to look at what are the positive things that we doing as a people. Yo, that conversation, I got more stuff to that conversation. That conversation is powerful stuff. So I'm just going to throw it out there because I got some of the brothers on. So Brother Malik, Brother Austin, what's your thoughts? Again, what do we need to be doing? You know, we ain't say take up the whole time on it, because, you know, Max got to get in there. Even though Max, he make a fatal mistake. He around here talking about fam. Everybody want to go to fam homecoming. Everybody don't want to go to fam homecoming. I told you I was going to bring that up, right? Everybody don't want to go to fam homecoming. I'm putting it out there right now. All right, Brother Austin, go ahead. We're going to come to you, Max. You're going to have your opportunity, but you can't rebut that. Everybody don't want to go to fam homecoming.
Let me say this real quick, Doc. Tell them we are rising. That's all I'm going to say.
Tell them we are rising. 1890. Second president from fam came from Savannah State. Okay?
Richard Wright Hall. Okay, cool. All right, that's that on that. But yeah, man, that conversation, like we were saying, we got to make sure our plates are fixed correctly. But then it starts with, what are we cultivating? What are we putting into the earth, the actual earth? Are we farming? Are we cultivating anything? But what are we putting within ourselves that's going to actually allow us to be able to reap the fruits of our labor? That's all I want to say on that conversation right there. Pass it to my brother Max.
From that conversation, I feel that it was basically as self-explanatory as needed to be. But as brother also just spoke and said, it's about what we cultivating, but not just cultivating, but what is our routine for upkeep? Because it's easy to jump from, you know, like you don't have it and then you have a full plate, but like we were saying, don't start letting your food touch. Don't start, you know, letting too much get on one side of your plate. Don't let, you know, why you got cheese on your collard greens, things like that. Just general maintenance for ourselves, like brush up, touch up on yourself, your skills. Don't let you fall too behind because you feel like you're too far ahead at a moment, because any moment's notice, it can flip. So just making sure that we stay, like my grandma say, stay on your diamond or stay on your square. Making sure we stand on our plate, stay up, kept how it's supposed to, and never, yeah.
All right. So now I know y'all probably invited some folks, because again, you can check out the show on Our Black Media Facebook page or on Our Black Media channel on YouTube. So that's why I'm just trying. Is Black supposed to be a part of the conversation, or Black just checking us out?
I thought he could be a part of the conversation. But
that's cool. So that's why. So we're gonna turn with the Black right now. I see Black moving around. So Black, let me go ahead and do this right here. So Black, hold on a second.
We may have to get him on the next call. Yeah, he on the clock.
Yeah, because I'm working on unmuting. Oh, he muted himself. Okay, all right. So, but we want to ask you, Black, what's your thoughts with regards to some of this? But if you want to join in, unmute yourself, because that's why I went to unmute you. But so.
Not gonna lie to you. He called. He added at a real valuable time. I'm literally at the job right now.
Okay. All right.
So it's kind of hard for me to dial in because it's loud as hell behind me. I'm trying to hear everything y'all saying.
No,
Give me
no,
5
no
seconds.
problem. All right, give you 5 seconds. So we roll on with this right here. So let me ask, because I see we got Rojo or Rojo. So is Rojo supposed to be part of the
All right,
conversation?
I'm right here.
All right. Are you supposed to be part of the conversation?
Yeah, I got enough time for right now. I'm just I'm flaccid inside the conversation. I'm just looking at everything. But I was hearing just a tad bit. I couldn't listen as much because I'm trying to be alert. You know, I'm working at corporate. But I'm definitely in. My brother man definitely put me inside the stream. I told him I was gonna be there, and he made it happen. So that's good.
Okay, so Black.
Yes, sir.
So it's all simple. That's why if you had heard some, I just want your thoughts. We ain't got time to waste. We got a revolution going on. So I want you to just go ahead. If you got some thoughts, go ahead and put it on out there. You know, if you say, oh, hey, come back to me, you know, we'll do that.
What was the subject matter?
The subject there was like, you know, get your plate, organize your plate. Oh, he just dropped out. Okay. So this is what we're going to do. So now, people, I'm going to let y'all know. This is how Runtel go. We keep it real. We have conversation. Because what's going on, it's not just about us, as I tell folks. It's about other people getting this information. And y'all were throwing out some jewels the other day. And that's why I want people to hear them jewels. Because often what happened, they don't realize the jewels are coming from y'all. So that's why I tell people, I say, no. I say, I know my people put it out there. My people be putting it out there. So it's just in a Jamal Teray. It's a Malik. It's a Brother Max. So that's why I'm just going to say, hey, if somebody's supposed to be joining us, we need y'all to come on the screen and we need to flow with it right there. We ain't got time to waste because the struggle of our people is too intense and other people play the games and then people don't even know their story. So it got some other crazies too. People talk about history. They don't care about history. I'm like, fool, do you know do not know that history is every day of your life? Anything we talk about is history, fool. But see, your mind is so twisted. And I'm like saying, I need other people to go and see, because it just can't be Jamal Teray talking like this. I need other people to go and see that some of y'all out there doing the same thing. And so we're going to go with Brother Max. What are some other thoughts? What are some other Jews that you think the people need?
Connect back with our family. Like, you know, I know, like, we in the era right now where, you know, we got social medias. We got, you know, networking and partnerships with other people, but I think as a people, culturally and individually, for this specific time and place that we are in, it's time for us to get back and connect with our families. Like, I remember my brother Malik, he was telling me about an assignment that you had him do, where the assignment was simply go back home and talk to your grandmother. I challenge people today, like, if your grandmother is alive, even if they aren't alive, it's not a better time, depending on how you feel. Just get back in touch with your families, your ancestors, because we at a time where we can't be running to others right now. We need to get a strong back connection with ourselves. So that's just a jewel as of right now. I feel that we should all take a better connection with our families, whether that be mothers, brothers, grandmothers, great-grandmothers, aunties, cousins. We need to just get back in our immediate family circles, because it took a village to raise us. So that village still is out there after we are adults. So we still have to maintain that village. As much as that village raised us, now it's time for us to go back and make sure the upkeep of that village, because that village is also another thing that's on our plate. So for right now, that's all I got. Dr. Teray, Malik, if y'all got anything that y'all would like to add or build on to that.
Two things I heard.
Malik, what we're going to do, we're going to take a break right now. We're going to come back, and then we're going to flow right to you with regard to that. So, Mr. Producer, we take our break.
Hey there. Are you ready to amplify your voice and embrace your passion? Tune in to Our Black Media Network, where community comes first and every story matters. We're here 24/7, delivering powerful content on everything from financial literacy to the latest in sports and mental health. We are unapologetically real, reflecting the heartbeat of our community with programs that inspire, empower, and drive change. Join us on all major media platforms to celebrate our unique voices and advocate for the change we want to see. With over 50K monthly viewers, our network is your go-to destination for authentic, engaging, and transformative content. Be a part of the movement. Be a part of the change. Tune in to Our Black Media Network today and let your voice be heard.
Hear everything. I can work
And this is Run Tell That. This is Run Tell That. And here with us, we got Brother Black, we got Brother Max, we got Brother Austin Malik in the house. We're here having this conversation. We're engaging. And we say to all of you out there, share, and support our sponsors. We have Davis Johnson Bozeman Law Firm offices in Savannah, Atlanta, and Statesboro. Kim's Cafe, 714 MLK Junior Boulevard. One Price Cleaners located in the Farmers Market in Garden City on Highway 80. And also Shep Food and Gas. Don't ride by, stop by on Styles and Gwinnett Street. So, Brother Austin, go ahead.
The last thing I want to pick up on, brother, he said something. Didn't hear him say, but it was ringing. I remember one of the in there was separate. I don't know what you do in that project. That was basically how do we in order to make counsel for the youth now today. Another thing that I wanted to pick up on was the community versus therapy, like going back to the village. But let's stop there at the village itself. What is the village good for? What is the benefit of actually going to sit down and seeing a therapist or a psychiatric specialist when you have family members who have grew up with you your whole life, however old you are, 30 years, 13 years old. You have these people who know you your whole life who can actually change your situation versus going to see somebody who is specialized in the situation. I'm not saying that we shouldn't do it, but we should do both. We should understand the essence of what community is versus therapy, and also what Willie Lynch was trying to accomplish when he separated the young from the old. Those were some things that I heard that I picked up on for what my brother Max was saying.
Just to build onto what you were saying about what I was saying, that community or village, that could be therapy, but are we as to open and receptive to listen to that community or that village rather than in the, I would guess you would say, structural or institutional setting of going to said therapist? Because sitting down or walking to the store, listening to the surroundings around you, that could be therapy to some. Or, having a off-topic conversation, and then you may be hearing another fellow, acquaintance or whatever in the neighborhood, they could be going through the exact same thing. And it didn't have to be said out of your own mouth about your situation, but just by being in such area when 9 times out of 10, the person, your next door neighbor, is going through the same thing. That's why I feel as if when listening to my grandmother and them talk about growing up 60s, 70s, like how you could get a whooping from your next door neighbor, or you could go to your next door neighbor house and they would come together if, somebody lights was off. But it's like now in today's, we so secretive to the fact where we don't even have that village, or we don't even feel safe and secure with our own people to go talk to. So, and I heard you touch on Willie Lynch and that breaking and bonding of the generational gap. So I feel like this is some of the effects of that. And those are some of the things that we do need to really get back to as far as like community and village. So that, that's my say on that real fast, brothers.
And that's correct. We're going to look at individuals having us divided, and they intentionally go and do that. They intentionally divide us on all elements with regards to men and women, young and old, with regards to economic levels. They intentionally do that, and that's what oppressors go and do. And then some of us fall susceptible to it. And then also, we let them educate us. And that's the sad part. That's the worst part. So I'm going to, Brother Black, you want to join us in any of this right here? Or you just want to still listen? So.
Nah, I'll go ahead and join because I got an actual little second to speak on it. But yeah, when it comes to like therapy and our community and everything like that, by all means, the closer we are together as like on the sense of being village people, we won't really have to go outside of our own to actually need actual guidance and actual community things. I remember when I had an anger management problem, whatever that is. Being angry in our lane ain't nothing but being black in America and not understanding. I'm being so realistic. Nothing's a shock to me anymore. People be acting like I'm just so serious. Serious and focused are cousins. And cousins ain't nothing but DNA. That being said, nothing be going over my head. But one thing about it, somebody that knows something like Dr. Roy Hagen, he said a actual master knower is going to be alone. So you don't need no therapy if you're alone. You your own best friend. John Henry Clark said it best. If you're looking for a friend, look in the mirror. Look in the mirror. But that's people hearing. That's hearsay. He meant that. You have to live and breathe, man. You're not gonna understand that God is your counsel until all you have is the face of God in front of you, which is that face in the mirror. You're gonna be like, what God at? Look in the mirror. That's what he meant. Because I had to really feel that. You'll be at your wit's end. And you ain't even a terrible person within. It's just you at your wit's end. Problems are gifted to human beings. And you be at your wit's end and nobody can help you. And a man that's shocked by that needs to do more study within, because nobody is supposed to help you solve your problems. If they are, that's gifts from God. And if they genuinely are, that's your village. But in this city, Jacksonville, it ain't no real village no more. All the villages been burnt down by the village people because the village people been hurt, and the village people feel like everybody outside the village is their savior. And that is the most disgusting thing that I see outside. They need therapy from therapists. They like these therapists ain't doing nothing but centralizing your child outside of your other children. They micromanaging your children inside of your home. So basically, you saying give your children to the therapist. Then that's all I hear. That's all I see. Like, I don't know what's wrong with my child, so you send them to a complete stranger and you pay them instead of sending them to grandma, instead of sending them to their uncle, instead of sending them to great grandma, instead of sending them to where they people at, because they probably ain't got no people in the backwoods no more. They probably don't have nobody with no sense no more. We just severed that tie between the people that know better and do better. They just think because they're not doing what they want them to do, i.e., dressing up like these bourgeoisie people out here acting like they're better than people. No, the realest people are rural. They be the people that will build your house up. They the people that will tend to your grass. Those are the people that care for people. It ain't too many people that care in these villages no more. It just be a lot of people that be dealing with each other. How many times you done heard somebody? I was telling them the other day, oh, I can't deal with you. That's your mama talking to you. That ain't you talking to your mama these days. Like when did it become I've never heard my grandmother say that I can't deal with you in her entire life. She died at 59 years old, so she would have been 74 years old enough and young enough to live amongst all of us still. She ain't never said she can't deal with us, ever. Last thing she did was pray for us before she died, unconditional. But if it wasn't for her, it wouldn't be no me with the voice and the vernacular that I got to speak to you other three brothers. You get what I'm saying? But that comes from her evaluating me, and that's therapy. If we look at the actual definition, this dictionary definition of therapy, it might be something that has to do with clinical stuff, or it might just be some actual fact words. You got to break down the root of that. You know, people don't need to pay for that. They just need to. It's better for you to speak to a stranger these days. That's where the money being paid for the therapist at. Like, but if you knew that you could just go talk to a complete stranger, like your homeboy that's outside of your friend zone at work, and he could have gave you something for free that got you further than the therapist, because the therapist got to be paid at the end of the day. They're a doctor. You think they about to tell you everything you need to know in that one session? We need to know immediately these days. Us as melanated people, we don't have time for the kids dying in the street, and it ain't the conventional ways no more. People don't understand that. It used to be your son gets shot by your son getting shot by the police again. That means that we dialing back into the respect level that they have for us. At least when Marcus was killing Marcus, the police wanted to stay out of it because they could die. Now they don't care at all. They'll kill Marcus with Marcus, because there ain't no respect for nothing. They don't even see us as threatening on any level. Yeah, I got you. They don't even see us threatening on any level. That's why the biggest thing that we can do on our own right now is go to work, go to school, be exemplars. It hurts. It hurt to be a knower. It hurt to be alone. It hurt. It hurt. But when you come out that other side and you see all that pressure of a diamond, you didn't do that for recognition. A lot of people don't understand the shit that we be doing, like this podcast. Nobody don't know we having this podcast, but probably us four right now. We are not doing that for recognition. We are doing that for building. You could take that back to Savannah from where I am right now. That's beautiful. And I love it. You know what I'm saying? That's all I gotta say about that one. I gotta make sure these cars is getting done. But yeah, by all means, that's where I feel about that with therapy. A lot of us have been tricked into thinking that therapy is really helping their kids. I remember when I was on therapy, like I told you, for the anger management. That's just somebody not understanding somebody that they never be around. And my mom, I'm not gonna call her, she should be ashamed because she don't know no better. A lot of our women don't know no better. It don't matter if they 5 or 55, they don't know no better. She just thought that somebody else can help her with her son because she ain't got no man to help her with her son. Period. So they'll do anything. Gee up to the police. My grandma done called the police on my uncle too many times. Cause you know what I'm saying? It be like that. It's hard.
So I'm gonna say this right here. Malik done said some stuff. Max done said some stuff. Black done said some stuff. And y'all know how I am. Well, Austin know how I am. Austin, Malik, X know how I am. I will steal your stuff. And I ain't gonna give you no credit for it. But they've been dropping some bombs right now. They've been dropping them bombs right now. They've been dropping them bombs. I'm gonna steal it. Don't nobody, because there are people look at the show from around the world. In fact, Malik, John McDonald said, "What's up to you?" John McDonald said, "What's up?" And Angela, we say thank you. So, but again, they've been dropping bombs right now and talking about therapy, and I'm listening to some of the stuff that y'all was saying.
Better believe it.
So what I was hearing, it goes right back to, they talk about when Africans now went to Europe, and they in Europe, these European cities, and when they were having issues, they said that they couldn't heal them. You know who can heal them? This is something y'all say. They say people from the community, their families coming from Africa, not going to London, going to Paris, going to Brussels. They were able to heal them. So that's why I'm sitting here, right, listening like, yo, this is what I be talking about. People around here like talking about, acting like what we are not doing. I'm like, listen here. I know folks who are doing, but again, you buy into other people's stuff about what we not doing. I'm saying we need to look at what we are doing and celebrate that right there. So I just want to let y'all brothers know, I'm going to take some of the stuff from what y'all been saying. I ain't going to give y'all no credit for it, but don't sweat that. Leave that alone. We family.
I don't need the credit. As long as they put y'all people, that's all that matters.
Black, I'm talking right now. Hold up, Black. God, dog. Black, hold up. Why Black gotta be like that? Acting straight like he from Moncrief or something like that. But I'm just saying, he just. But that's what the deal is. So again, as I tell people, we got folks out there. Y'all been hearing these bombs right here. Y'all been hearing these jewels right here. And when they say it, again, a part of the healing is the community. It is us. That's the part of the work that we should be doing. And so now we're gonna get into another element right here about power. How do we get power? What must we do to get power? What must we do to get power? So we go to, I'll let Black chime in if he can, because I know he's doing his thing. So we go, Brother Austin Malik, how do we get power?
Most powerful thing in this world right now is the dollar. I think we all know that. After integration, that's when we lost all our power. Well, not all of it, because we can regain it now. During integration, that's when we took the money out of our community and took it into other communities. I'm not going to speak on anywhere specifically or anybody specifically, but it happened all over the United States. So once we can find a way and create a system within this system or outside of this system that can help push that money back into the community, I believe that's the first and foremost way that we can reclaim power. Other than that, I think we've already spoken on some of those things like community. Can you walk to your next door neighbor and they look like you? And if they look like you, can you share something? Are y'all starting a garden together? What is the real? You have to first define what is power to you. But I think the first and foremost is how do we regain control of the black dollar back into the black community? That's how we gain power.
All right, Brother Max.
Regain power. Regain power. Regain power. In all reality, step one, and I know this is like it's a double-edged sword. I'm gonna say we gotta put our phones down. Yeah, I really honestly think for us to regain any type of power structure within ourselves or within our community, even though our phones is the way for us to reach the world right now, we have to put them down and get back into empowerment of each other on a face-to-face basis. Because when we did have power, like we spoke on previously, there was things going on where we could bring out 1,000 people by word of mouth only, you know, and that 1,000 was strong. And we got to be willing to sacrifice with one another. We can't be so ready to hurry up in leadership because something got thrown in the path we wasn't expecting, you know. And I feel like that's something that in our day and age we not ready for, because we've had so many luxuries that our threshold of sacrifice, our threshold of willingness to go an extra mile for each other outside the boundary respect of what we call family. And even that is, I feel, a limited basis depending on person. So yeah, we gotta get back into real life, like we said, family. Like that's number one, because if we ain't loving each other enough to even spend time with each other, because think about like when you just hear black people talk of events where there's for us to get together. There's so much skepticism about it. And that's nasty. That's nasty work within our own community that we feel like we can't even be around each other because we didn't let what image that doesn't come from our community be put on our community. As if, excuse my language, but like right now, young niggas with switches, like every 13 to 22-year-old out here walking around with guns.
Now, just to let you know, we can't use the N word. So.
Oh, sorry about that. Excuse me. Young, but like YNS, as they would put on Instagram or anywhere like that with the young ninjas. Like every real 13 to 22-year-old is walking around here with guns that have attachments to them and are trying to hurt people. But guess what? From our phones, like I said, Instagram or news stations or media outlets that are ran by outside sources, not going to speak on, racial ethnicity or anything. But yeah, so we got to get our own image of ourselves back in such a godly manner to where we love ourselves, to be with ourselves, to unify with ourselves, to regain our own power and structure.
Yes, and I will let you know this, that if it's, you say, hey, Caucasians controlling stuff, that we can say that. It's just that we can't use, for those out there, again, we can't use the N word because, again, that's when Facebook and, others try to shut us down because we're on two platforms, Facebook and also on YouTube. So, Black, anything you want to add with regards to how do we get power?
All right, well, it's a beautiful subject. I wrote a paper about power a few years ago when I was at Florida State College. And an older man had told me what power genuinely is. The most powerful thing in the universe is love, because love has the power to create a life and destroy one. So as soon as we restore the love in our communities, we'll be able to restore everything in our lives. But that's an understatement. Like, I'll dial into it. Love and hate, they both four-letter words. But at the same time, it's different than they are. They're one and the same. Some people hate us so much because they love us so much. Like Caucasians and the other people, they love us so much. And I love them because I need them. We're all human families. We're all human families. Appreciate you, man. Give us a good survey, all right? Appreciate you, brother. On the podcast, we're trying to nation deal with people right now. Yeah, man. Listen to him. You know what he's talking about. He's a cool dude, man. That's that. You see how powerful that is? That's love. Now, if I wouldn't have said that out of love, he would have tried to get us shut down. You get what I'm saying? I'm trying to examples right in front of our faces. He ain't nowhere near as melanated as any of us, but I care for him because I care for myself. You get what I'm saying? Appreciate you. Maybe something. No tire retract. That was for our buddy that was listening there. Yeah. Try not to get on the phone. Nah, he wanted to speak to me. I got you. But yeah, man, love is the most powerful energy in this universe. And as soon as we reestablish it, we'll be able to get it done. But yeah, I'm not going to jeopardize this job right now for the love of the brothers. You know what I'm saying? But I appreciate y'all. May the Lord watch between me and you while we're out.
Blessings, Ashe.
All right. What we're going to do right now, we're going to take another break. We're going to come back and engage in this conversation. This is Run Tell That. And this again, we got Brother Austin Malik X in the house and Brother Max in the house. So we're going to go to a break right now.
Need your garments cleaned with care and with a professional touch? Then bring them to One Price Cleaners in Garden City at the Old Farmers Market on Highway 80. Service you can count on.
Hello, I'm Richard Coleman, and I'm running for the office of Sheriff of Chatham County. And when I'm elected, I promise to inspect what I expect. Chatham County, it's time for a change, and that change is me, Richard Coleman.
We are back. This is Run Tell That. This is Jamal Teray. Our two other guests, they are here, but they're going to come back on the camera. They're going to come back on. And so we got Brother Austin Malik in the house and Brother Max. So I see. Wait a minute. Is this Sean? Is this Sean? Is this Sean?
Yes, sir. He may be out of his meeting now.
This is Sean right here. So we're gonna add Sean to the stage. Sean, hit your camera, get your camera, Brother Max. All right. And glad to have you, but Brother Sean, like I said, you can hit your camera also because you're in audio right now. And so again, this is greatness that's happening right here. Like I said, this is part of what goes on for me. This is the world that I come from, and I had to tell people like on Saturday and on Sunday, and also share with some people today. I say the world that I came out of, out of Savannah and off of Hilton Head. I never knew anything negative about being black. I never knew anything negative about being black. The world that I came out of, I had to go to college and read about the stuff that they say that's tied to being black. You know, how black is negative. The world I came out of, I knew nothing about it. So I'm going to throw this out there. And Sister Deirdre, glad to have you with us. And so, don't come for Julius Hall. Okay, never mind. That's some foolishness right there. Bernard White, we don't care about that. But there's an African proverb that goes, says, the child who is not embraced by the village will burn it down to feel its warmth. Again, the child who is not embraced by the village will burn it down to feel its warmth. So I'm throwing it out there. When you hear that proverb, what is your thoughts with regards to us and our condition today? Go ahead, Brother Austin Malik. He threw his hand up in the air.
I just got to spit it out because as soon as you said it, I couldn't even let you finish in my head. I thought about Killmonger on the movie Black Panther. If we needed an exemplar, like maybe in the entertainment field, that's kind of what Killmonger represented. And I believe that's the African proverb that they tried to embody through the character Killmonger on the movie Black Panther. You all may not think that's, relevant to our struggle, but it really is, because the African struggle is the everyday struggle. We're going through it right now. Alushua continue, our struggle continues. When you said that, Doc, I immediately thought about Killmonger in the Black Panther movie, how he literally burned the village down because he never felt the warmth of the village. And I believe some of our people are afflicted with that as well. And that's why this conversation about the village, about the community, and therapy in general is so important.
Brother Max. And so I'm just going to say this right here, because Brother Max was saying some stuff on Sunday. I'm like saying, yo, and that's why I'm like, go ahead. I ain't going to say no.
Yeah. Basically how I just touched on, like that in regards for ourselves in our own community, like we so quick to point the finger at ourselves for being bad. Like, what happened to My Black is Beautiful? Like you said, like growing up where I grew up at, you know what I'm saying, north side of Jacksonville, even in regards to teachers or like whatever, I never knew it was bad to be myself. But it's just like we so condemned in being ourselves in this day and age that like people are actually I didn't find out until a few years ago that you could lighten your skin. Something I felt like why? But some people like, and I feel like where did this unhappiness in being black come from? Where did we learn this from? Like, because yeah, like Eric Badu say, back in the day when things were cool, all you needed was bop, 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 bop. Well. Like real life, like it's to the like and it hurt. It hurts that like the black lady will really grab her purse, go to the other side of the street before like the other race of woman would, and like dang, you supposed to look at me on some higher standard. Like you supposed to know I'm not like that, but it's just like we get put down so much by our own to where is it a way to look up? Like so like. Doc, I want to know from this older generation, is this something that you could tell us that maybe we are, as the younger generation, are doing wrong? Or is it something like, where is that disconnect coming from?
You had hit it. You had hit it when you asked the question, where did it come from? And we kind of threw it out there. It's because other people have not been teaching us. And I said this yesterday to some brothers. I said, we've abdicated responsibility of our own community. And this is some of what y'all been saying. We've given somebody else the ability to control our community. And it's not us. So the community is not controlling the community like it should. Well, I'll say this right here. A lot of us are. But you got a number of us who are not. And we have to not fight this machine that's constantly putting it out there about how we are not connected, how we don't have these ties. And I'm like saying no, that actually we have been successful, because if it left up to other people, we would no longer exist. There are other people on this planet that no longer exist. But guess what? Black folks are still here. We should not exist at all. So that shows that there is something that is successful about us. And that is the thing that we need to find. That's the jewel that we need to find. And there's many layers to that jewel. There's many steps with regard to many ingredients for that right there. But all the ingredients, even one of the ingredients is helpful to you. The ingredient of love is helpful to us. The ingredient of getting information, the ingredient of community, it is all. And so guess what? Now when we get it all together, we blow up. And then we see the full incantation of our unity all manifested. But what has happened is that, again, Brother Austin threw it out there, Malik threw it out there, when they say, we stop spending money with us. You threw it out there, then we just gave up the community essentially. We got fooled and tricked into thinking that is one thing. And then Black was throwing it out there with regards to all this. And then even you threw it up there with regards to psychology and the minds, that again, we are so detached, and we not actually turn our children over to other people that not tell them, as opposed to say, let's go back and connect back to our elders. Let's connect back to them. Let's connect back to somebody else. Might not even be an elder, but somebody else who's been around, who can give some insight. So again, that's what it's about us. We got to cleave back. We got to come back together, and we got to be real about it. And that again, and we can't be spitting out the madness of other people, because when you basically like this, they are like rotten apples. That the apple, we might love the apple, but guess what? One of them apples is rotten. And that rotten apple can just spoil all the other apples. So when we take in, we might have some wonderful stuff, but then guess what? We got some rottenness right here in our minds that now we're going to spit out and throw out to other people. And guess what? It's going to spoil it. And so, but we got to have the people who are not going to come in and remove that apple. We got to do that. We got to remove that rottenness of that apple that's right there. But now what we can do with that rottenness, that apple, even though it might be rotten, it got something that's called seeds. And guess what? You plant the seeds, and guess what? Some other apples come up. even more apples. That'd be healthy apples that you can enjoy. You know how to take care of it. So you know how not to let it spoil. So that's what happens. So you start saying, listen, I know how not to spoil them apples right there. I let that apple get spoiled. I know how to work it. So I thought I'd say that's a part of it that I go and say that people need to be real about it and understand that, again, we can't let the spoil that's permanent in some of our minds go ahead and damage all of us. So I throw that out there, but that's a good question to throw at me. But I got something else to throw out to y'all too, because the part of the conversation y'all having on Sunday was when people go and say, and Sean was discussing it also, that when people say telling folks not to vote, don't vote, not to vote on, say, on the federal level, state level, and on a local level. And that, again, what's your thoughts with regard to that? Why is it necessary? Why is it important, Brother Max?
Okay, number one, I'm gonna start the same way I started Sunday. We should not
right, go ahead.
talk about politics every 4 years. You have to start there. I'm talking about your city hall meeting. I don't know. It's Tuesdays, Thursdays. City hall meetings going on every day. It's circuit courts go on every day. It's laws that get pushed every day. You pass it when you're trying to go look at the Olympics. You pass it when you're trying to go look at football, basketball, tennis, whatever sporting that is. You can look on C-SPAN. You can look on C-SPAN, C-SPAN 2 right now in this moment as you watching this podcast. They're up there in courts passing policies. Why? Because in November, they're passing they're passing hands. Forget policy, we're changing hands. So in order for you to even feel some type of empowerment about the 4 years, you got to be on your local level. Dude, how many people out there know who their alderman is? How many people know who their district members are? How many people know who's running for their city council, their Senate seat? Whatever state you in, how many people know what are their policies? Does your city run on municipal state code, or do your city run on its own city bylaw code? Like, these are things that in our community we need to know. We need to know state statutes. We need to know city statutes. We need to know codes. We need to know policy, because these are the things where we literally get tricked into speaking and we have no knowledge about it. And because we do speak, it's not our fault. It's not the other person's fault of incompetence because we chose to speak on something. So I feel like on the foundational level, we need to get back in that. So I challenge everybody, find out when your city hall meeting is. Find out when your local district meeting is, to find out when that patch in the road that you didn't notice for 2 months, when that's going to get fixed. Because that's where that get fixed at. That get fixed at that meeting. That don't get fixed by the president, because the president ain't finna come down. I'm gonna let you know, he ain't finna come patch up your roads. He can't do nothing about that. That's what I'm gonna start that conversation like that, dog.
All right, and you threw it out there too. He this not coming from me, but I'll go in a minute. It came from him. He said that they make it so easy that we don't even look at CNN or C-SPAN. We go to ESPN. We go look at all the other stuff. That he was talking. He said we look at all the other stuff on cable. We look at all the other stuff, right? Satellite. We look at all the other stuff, and then you got this other information being put out there. So that was Max. He was saying that the other day. So I give him credit. He was saying that we ignore all of that, and so I said I just give you credit. All right, I gave you credit. Okay. All right, Austin Malik, go ahead. Just go ahead.
Okay, yes, sir. I'm gonna just touch on something really briefly. There's always the essence of voting and getting into politics, and we should do it. But how active are we in the change that it is that we want to see? There may be a policy being passed about school or substitute teachers. Like, how active are we in trying to be a volunteer at a school that we see needs a change? Because politics isn't just going somewhere and voting, whether it's local, whether it's on the yearly level, on the quarterly level, on a 4-year level. However it's mashed up, at the end of the day, politics is every day, and it's how we move. It's how we do what we do. They said, I heard a quote one time, and it said, politics is war without bloodshed, and war is politics with bloodshed. And with that, I just wanted to leave with that. What do we do on a daily basis that is considered politics? What are some of the things that we want to see change? Yes, we can vote on these things, but how active are we in the change that we need to see?
Powerful statement. Absolutely correct. And see, Sean been coming in, but Sean going out. And I've been admitting Sean to the stage, but I think he's just in the audio, so I don't know what's going on. But again, just let y'all know, this is a conversation that these brothers were having Sunday here in Savannah, and I'm sitting there saying, yo, see, some people, they don't realize that we have these type of conversations. See, they are so much looking at, just like what's being thrown out there, we're looking at these devices where you say, again, double-edged sword. The double-edged sword with regard to the device right here, not perpetuating the falseness of who we are, but we not thinking. So it becomes a part of, our false reality. It becomes a part of a self-fulfilling prophecy. And I let people know, and I've said it before, that there is no generation gap. How can there be a generation gap when you got grandparents and great-grandparents raising grandchildren and great-grandchildren? There's no generation gap because they are hearing some of the information. They're getting some of this information. But then what happened now, but we perpetuate it, then become a self-fulfilling prophecy. Or when we go and say, black people don't come together. We would not have been able to survive for you to be here right now if we didn't come together. So that is something. So don't try to make, as I told them, an anomaly normalcy. That's all this what we do. This is an anomaly right here that they're trying to work to make that become a normalcy. That is incorrect. And so I'm throwing it out to you brothers right now. What are the things that you would suggest and give the people that they need to like go forward with regards to the development of self? Because some of the things what Black was saying, what you were saying, Max, what you were saying, Austin Malik, that again is the development of self, beginning with self. So what are some of the things that you all would throw out there, with regard to people beginning to address self and to improve self, to not better their society? Because you better yourself, you better your people, then you better your community, you better the world. So what's your thoughts on that, Austin Malik?
We can sit in all the boardrooms. We can sit in all the conferences. We can sit in any community that we want to, whether it's our own or somebody else's community. But how willing are we to sit in a room by ourselves with our own thoughts? I've been thinking over something over the past few days, like when you get quiet, what do you hear? I've been asking myself that and the people around me, when you get quiet, what do you hear? If you still hear noise, you're not at peace. And if we're not at peace, that means we're at war with something within ourselves. And whatever that is, whatever tools we need to use to fight that war, to win that war, we have to get on it now. Whatever help we need, whatever soldiers we need to gather to get that help, we need to get it now. Whether that be from religious purposes, whether you're in the African spirituality, whatever it is, we need to seek out the help that it is that we need. And also, away from that, how often can we or do we sit in a room by ourselves? I think it all starts with that. Can we sit in a room by ourselves and we get quiet? What do we hear? Do we still hear noise? Do we hear music? And if so, we still need to come to peace because, God is silent and God moves on time. And I want to leave with that. I'm cutting grass right now, Doc, so excuse the background noise.
Ain't no problem, and we coming down to our last minutes anyway, because we are the little brother show of all the Our Black Media shows. Run tell that that they give us just 57 minutes. All the other shows got telethons and marathons, but we just got 57 minutes, so we run it down. So that was going to throw it on to you, brother Max. What are the things
for self? Find out those things that don't bring us peace. Find out those things that so-called we fear. Because fear is just a moment in time we got stuck in. Because in honesty, you got to fear something that was long ago. Because in the exact moments of right now, all of us, well, besides from Brother Austin cutting grass, but we are on the podcast, so that thing that we holding on to, why are they being held on to? And we should also not be afraid to let those things go. So it's just finding out what our attachments are. Because I remember my brother saying yesterday, and he could help me with that. Hey, brother, could you help me with that quote that you said about vulnerability and weakness?
People attribute vulnerability to weakness because oftentimes the thing that we're scared of is ourselves.
So with that being said, we got to find the time within ourselves to be vulnerable with ourselves, as well as being vulnerable with others. and not see vulnerability as weakness. Because sometimes you have to be vulnerable in order to open up with ourselves, and to connect with others, you have to have a space of vulnerability. But I feel that in today's world, that being vulnerable is emasculine. It's not a thing, it's not the right, because they tell us be tough all the time, and things like that. So vulnerability doesn't exactly mean weakness. So yeah.
So I'm gonna just say this that Austin Malik had got that from me. I just want to throw that out there. I want to say,
Yep, I definitely get that.
Because even if he ain't got it from me, I'm claiming that he got it from me. So yeah, that's what we do that. So we about to wrap this on up, but I gotta say this right here. That sometimes I be motivated to say this right here. What y'all doing on next Wednesday from 6 to 6:57 on next Wednesday?
We're gonna be on here.
All right, and then
You already said that.
we're gonna run tell that, and if y'all get some of the people who y'all know, and that Sean might be available, but also now we can include some sisters in it too, so we have this real family conversation. So throwing it all out there. So that we're gonna do a part 2. We want to expand it. So again, we got Brother Max from BCU, Bethune-Cookman University in the house. Bethune-Cookman Origins tied to Savannah right in the house. Then you got Brother Austin Malik in the house from Savannah State University, Tiger Territory all around. We don't care about no snakes. Understand that. Yeah, I said that, FAMU. I said that, okay? So, I forgot. Once again, Max got to take up for him. But this has been Run Tell That.
No, you're not putting that on me for a second time. You're not going to put that on me for a second time. I had to cut you off when you started. Third.
Okay, all right. This is Run Tell That. We got Brother Max, but also glad to have y'all. We tell everyone check out all our shows on Our Black Media. The Rabbles coming up next, and we say share, and we'll see them next week because we're going to have the family back again. Glad to have y'all. We said all y'all out there, peace and blessings.
like that.